Good morning, Year 2. So we are now into our final week of Year 2. Last week, you were doing some project work about memories and you were making a scrapbook. This week, your week-long project is to be making a time capsule. Now, a time capsule is normally a container that is filled with present-day objects such as photos, newspapers, letters and anything else of interest that reminds you of the present time. So, like now. Okay. So, what you're going to be doing is this. You are going to be choosing objects to put in a time capsule. Have you ever found something from a long time ago? We often learn about the past by discovering things. Why not make history by choosing to put things in a time capsule? And then you can either bury them or hide them somewhere safe. Just think, in the future, somebody will find them. Or you might have a look at them in a year's time and learn about what it was like at this present moment in time. So what you're going to need for this activity, you are going to need a strong, watertight container which is big enough to hold the items that you want to bury. So maybe find all the items that you want first and then find a container to fit them all in. You are going to need pieces of paper and you're going to need objects. Okay, now here are some ideas for what you might want to put into your time capsule. So first of all, the main thing you need to do is actually decide on the items that you would like to bury. You may wish to choose things to represent people in your family, your hobbies, holidays, house, what it was like being in Year 2, things that remind you of virtual learning or COVID. Think about including a range of things, a variety of different things. So it could be objects, pictures, photographs, and written evidence. So you writing things. On a piece of paper, you might want to write a letter to the prospective finder, or even like a diary entry for you if you want to check your time capsule out in a year time. You may want to write down about yourself and why you have chosen to bury the items that you have. Choose carefully where you are going to either bury the time capsule or a secret hiding place. Who will find your time capsule? If you bury it in the garden, will it be in your lifetime or not? Let's have a look now. Okay, so in my box, in my time capsule, I want to put things in there to remind me of this really strange time. Yeah, this COVID-19. So I'm going to put in a face mask, gloves, because I needed those when I went shopping, and hand sanitizer. Okay. Now, I've decided in my capsule that I'm going to actually write a letter to my future self, because I'm thinking I might not bury my time capsule, but I might put it into a secret place that I can go and look at this time next year. So I'm going to write just a little note, a little diary entry for today. Now, this is mine from the 21st of June 2020. Here we go. Dear future self, today was a special day, as this morning I witnessed a partial eclipse, which meant that the house went very dark. Today is also Father's Day, But because of lockdown, I can't visit my dad. So instead, I will do a Zoom call. It was nice to meet with 2.5 today on Blue Jeans. However, I would much rather have been in school with them. Okay, so that's only the beginning of my kind of diary entry. I will add other things in there. Now, as you can see, I've actually typed it out, but you don't have to type things out and print them. You can you can handwrite, do on paper, decorate, make things interesting. Okay. The other thing that I want to put in my time capsule is I want to put in things that during lockdown and COVID, where we haven't really been able to go out very much, I want to put in things that I've enjoyed doing, things that keep me busy. Now, what I have done is I have just put some pictures, but you might want to add photos. You might even want to put some actual objects of things that you have been doing. So these are the things that I've been doing. I've been swimming a lot. Now, I've been very lucky because my compound pool has still been open. I have been doing jigsaw puzzles to keep me focused. I've been playing board games with my family, and one of the favourite ones that we play is Monopoly. And I have been doing lots of baking. Now, obviously, in my time capsule, I'm not going to put real cakes in there because they will just perish. They'll go off and mouldy and yuck. So I'm going to put in a photograph of some of the baking and cooking that I have done. Okay. Now, the other thing that I have done is I have interviewed my daughter. You might want to interview a friend or a family member about how they have felt during this kind of lockdown homeschooling thing. Okay, it could be an adult, could be a child, could be a friend, could be a sibling. So what I have done is I've just chosen some questions, some examples. You can always add your own questions, make up your own. So I've asked Charlotte, and she's age 9. How are you feeling? She told me that she was feeling a bit bored. Question 2. How many days have you been at home? And her reply to this was too many. Because if you remember, we've actually been doing now homeschooling since February. That's a very long time ago. I asked her, how is homeschooling? And she told me, well, it's okay, but I'd much rather be at school where it is easier to focus. Another question. What are you excited about when this is over? She said, I can't wait to see my friends in person. I also miss playing netball and rugby. And the last question that I asked Charlotte was this. What are you enjoying most? What Charlotte replied is, I'm happy to spend time with my family. Okay, so if you want to do, these are only ideas, remember. So if you want to do an interview with a friend or family member, these are just examples of questions that you could ask. Okay, here we go. Here are some other ideas. Okay, number 1, hands and paws. This is an activity where you could draw around all your family members' hands, or you could paint their hands and do printing of their hands. You might even want to include your pets if you have cats and dogs. 2, you might want to write down your height and weight, as well as draw around your foot, so that if you do check your time capsule next year, you can see how much you have grown. You might want to take photos of your favourite toys. You might want to add in your favourite artwork, pictures of your favourite food and snacks. Remember, these are only ideas and suggestions. What you have to remember is this is your time capsule. This is for your memories, not for anybody else's. It could be about your time in year 2, your favourite memories, things that you've been doing at home and at school in year 2. Or it could be about virtual learning. Be creative, enjoy yourself, have fun with this. And finally, either bury your time capsule or hide it somewhere safe. You could always check it out this time next year. Now, this is a week project. Take your time. Think about what you would like to put in your time capsule. Once you have completed your time capsule, maybe you'd like to take a photo of it and send it to your teacher, as I'm sure your teachers would love to see what you think about either this day in the week, this month, this year. Okay? It's completely up to you. Anyway, guys, have fun.